What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Darian's Competitive Pokemon. Gonna be playing a game on Pokemon Trading Card Game Online with Volcanion. Gonna give it a run. So, Volcanion, super good archetype, was able to finish in the top 8 of the North American International Championships. I think the deck gets a lot of cool new tricks up its sleeve with the release of Burning Shadows and has a lot of potential heading into next year. You got Kiawe, that awesome new supporter card, which allows you to throw 4 energies from the deck onto one of your Pokemon. 5 is Nitro Tank GX. But 4 energies from the deck onto one of your Pokemon, super great, ends your turn, but just a great setup card nonetheless. And then also you have Ho-Oh GX. I'm not totally sold on Ho-Oh GX in this deck, but it is something that people are talking about, and it is undeniably, seems pretty decent. So I don't know. I'm not totally sold, like I said, but we do have it in this list to show off for you guys, just so you can kind of see it in action and decide for yourself what you think. So here we go. Looks like my opponent was playing probably Volcanion as well. I'm not totally sure, but it looked like it was Fire and Psychic. So I don't know. Let's see. Maybe they're just playing Flareon. Maybe they're playing like Espeon, Flareon, or something like that. Like, I don't know. But let's see. They do start Eevee. Either way, I'm going to be able to Brooklet Hill. Super cool, consistent card. Just going to allow me to go grab that Volcanion. Looks like I did prize my Staryu, but that's fine. I'm going to go grab Volcanion. Let's steam up. And we'll attach energy to the active. I could put down Tapu Lele, but I don't really see any point in that. I could Field Blower my own Brooklet Hill, but there's no point in doing that. So I could play Tapu Lele to get a supporter that I'd like to ditch with Sycamore, maybe like a Guzma or something, but I think I'm just going to Sycamore and save my bench space, since bench space is pretty valuable in this deck. Alright, so we do get a Turtonator. I'll slap him down too. We got another Volcanion, but I'd like to just play one baby Volcanion. And we're just going to pass. No real reason to play any of these other cards. I don't need anything else. We can't attack on the first turn of the game, so not going for anything too crazy here. Looks like my opponent is playing an Espeon deck like I thought. So the Fire that I saw in the beginning was probably just a Flareon that they play for type coverage. Now I do wonder if they are playing a Vaporeon. If they're playing a Vaporeon, which I think I saw some water too. So if they are playing Vaporeon, that could be a little tough for me. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out. Ooh, they have that nice rainbow rare Tapu Lele. Oh boy, showing that thing off. That's pretty cool. Nice full art Espeon too. Dang, some of these full art Bridget. Some of these people online, man, they got way fancier collections than me. But that's fine, because you don't need all that to win games. So let's see. I don't think that Volcanion has a terribly good Garbodor matchup. I think that's unfortunately one of the archetype's downfalls, but we are going to do our best. We're going to see how this goes. Let's see. You can see, since I was kind of predicting that Garbodor would become a little less popular, I've made some changes to the list. I've put a third Max Elixir back in the deck. I've made some alterations to try and speed things up. So we are going to hold on to our Field Blower, I think. I don't want to necessarily do that yet. I do need to get myself out of this confusion though. That, or I could just go for it. I mean, I could put this Volcanion down. We could do that. I like that. Let's just do that instead. And then I could Sycamore, I could end. We're probably just going to end because, I don't want to have to discard those Ultra Balls if I don't need to, since I'm playing against a Garbodor deck. We got the Fire, so that's pretty sweet, but we only got one, so we can only accelerate one with our Power Heater attack, so that's a little annoying, and I can't even steam up. So let's retreat into this Volcanion. See, we got a couple other Float Stones, so that's pretty cool. Ho-Oh GX, I mean, we could get Ho-Oh in there, with that Phoenix Burn, do 180. Pretty cool. It does 180 even if they have Garbodor out. I could do 210, knock out anybody in their deck with Phoenix Burn, so that's pretty sweet. We can start loading that thing up, but he is an energy hog. He will get destroyed by Espeon. I don't know. Tough call. So let's see. I could power up Turtonator. I think. I don't know. Ho-Oh's here. I mean, he's here. He's in the deck. let's see how he does. Let's power heater. Gonna pop that guy for 20, and then we could just go ahead and throw our energy. Let's get Ho-Oh going. You know, I mean, I'm here to show off Ho-Oh. I want you guys to get to see Ho-Oh in action. So we're gonna try this thing out. You know, I imagine that my opponent is gonna get the Vaporeon here, and they're probably not even gonna set up their ability Garbodor if they do play the Vaporeon. So that way I could get Ho-Oh out, and it's not even weak. Oh, nope, they're not getting Vaporeon. They're just going to go for a second Espeon. That makes probably more sense, since I think that Garbotoxin Garbodor is probably better in this matchup. And they got the turn to Garbotoxin Garbodor, so pretty satisfied here with my choice on Ho-Oh GX. That's fine, since he can crack out 180 damage himself. He could take some of these guys down, but if you get 4 energies on a Ho-Oh, then my opponent is definitely just going to respond with their own Espeon GX here on the bench, and probably going to knock out my Ho-Oh in return, so that's kind of annoying. Fortunately, we do have another Floatstone though, so we're going to do that there, and then we're going to do a Floatstone on this Turtonator too, just because he is a fatty and has a huge retreat cost. I could end, or I could Sycamore. I don't really want to discard more items, but at a certain point, you do have to just kind of go and draw some cards, so I think I do want to Sycamore. Let's see here. Alright, we do have a fire energy. I can't steam up or anything, but I can retreat into my other Volcanion and just kind of poke them again with power heater, and then I could Sycamore next turn to get another fire in the discard pile to accelerate, so I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and put the energy onto our Ho-Oh again, since we've kind of just committed at this point. We are powering up this Ho-Oh. This is just what we're doing. And let's put power heater. So see how that goes. Not really doing too much over here. I don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe I'm doing this wrong, the whole Volcanion thing. Maybe there's a better way to go about this matchup. I'm not gonna lie. This is not the archetype that I'm the most experienced with, and I'm definitely not the most experienced with this matchup. You know, I have played a little bit of Volcanion. I've never considered it to be a deck that I would take to a tournament. It's just not really my speed. I've always, ever since the beginning of last year when people were playing it at like Fort Wayne regionals, the regionals that Jimmy Pendarvis and I finished in the finals of with Yveltal Garbodor, ever since then I've always thought that Volcanion was just very weak to Garbodor, and that always bothered me. So that's why I never really gave it too much serious consideration. So let's see what we got here. My opponent confused me again. They're not really doing all too much, but neither am I, but there are field blowers in here somewhere. So I've played one. You know, there are field blowers in here to be used. Let's see what we got. I could max elixir, but I do have 3 fires in hand, so the odds of me hitting that aren't like super high. I could get off an Eternal Flame GX, but if I do that, you know my opponent is just going to punish me with this Espeon here, which is kind of annoying. I don't really want that. I'd rather, I think, Guzma and pop this one. And then I'm going to put this one in the active. So this way, I'm just diversifying my resources. I don't want my opponent to like be privy to what I'm doing over here. I want to just kind of poke them. I don't want my opponent to be able to just like Lysander up this Ho-Oh and knock him out. I want to be able to at least sweep someone meaningful. So now they've got all this energy in play. They can't knock out anybody on my bench really, and that's kind of what I'm gonna work with here. I'm just gonna work with that and just power up my Pokemon. I'm gonna take my time doing that. You see, I don't have. Okay, so they do have a Lysander. So if I put like a lot of energy on somebody, they definitely would have knocked it out. But now, you know, they're just gonna take a chunk out of this Ho-Oh here, which is fine. They don't knock it out. It's like a little annoying, but it's fine at the end of the day. Now what I could do, which is kind of cool, is I could take out that Espeon GX if I hit a max elixir. So let's go ahead and see if we do. I'm going to promote one of these guys here, and then we're going to max elixir. We didn't hit it. Oh no, come on now. All right, well, that's annoying. So back to plan B. We are going to have to figure out something else to do. We could Shell Trap. That would be annoying, I think, for my opponent to deal with. There's no point in using Power Heater, so let's just go ahead and do that. We're just going to retreat, and we're going to Shell Trap. And I don't... I really wish that I would have just hit that Max Elixir here, so I could have gone in with the Phoenix Burn and been super aggressive, but, you know, we're just going to play the slow game here. Hope it works out. My opponent, they hit the Delinquent. Good for you, man. Darth Mudkip, you got it. You got me. I got a no-card hand, but, I mean, my hand was dead anyway. So, I mean, okay. It's a little unfortunate that I don't get my fire there, but you know I can accelerate that with these Volcanions here. Now they're going to Divide GX. They're going to take out the Ho-Oh. They must not have liked it. Ho-Oh, see, I mean, I'm trying to get him out here. I'm trying to get that Ho-Oh some playtime here for you guys so you guys could see the bird in action. I know a lot of you guys want to see Ho-Oh, wondering if Ho-Oh is any good in here. So that's why I'm kind of like altering my play to include the Ho-Oh just so that we can see if it's any good. You know, how often do I want the Ho-Oh? Do I want it? Am I going for it? You know, is it something that I need? This is like something that I'll do when I'm deciding if a card is worth a space in the deck. You know, I'll just throw it in and, you know, run some games with it and see if I find myself really desiring it, or see if it's ever... Ta-da! Alright, we got ourselves a Sycamore off of that Delinquent to 0. Check us out. So that's pretty cool. My opponent is probably not loving the fact that I got that, but they're just going to have to deal with it. Alright. Let's see what we got here. I don't necessarily want... I got 3 energy in the discard pile. Okay. I kind of want to just take a knockout on this Espeon. Now, my opponent is probably going to be able to respond with this, but they won't be able to knock me out though. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and Bright Flame, and since I'm discarding 2 energy, I think I'm in a better spot. I'm not going to play the Brooklet Hill down yet. You guys can see, even though I'm down 2 prizes, I'm not actually down and out of this game at all. You know, I'm doing okay. I think I am going to play the Turtonator down. I just think Turtonator is so good, and since I have these options to power him up, you know, he's going to help us trudge through this Garbodor deck a lot. So you have 1, 2, 3. I only have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items in the discard pile, so that's not even that many. So we're doing pretty good in that regard too. So let's go ahead and Bright Flame. Let's take out this Espeon. Awesome that we're removing 2 energy. I think Turtonator is probably going to be our go-to attacker here in this matchup, just because he does so much damage to Espeon and discards energy, so that Espeon Psychic doesn't really do a lot of damage to Turtonator in return. See, my opponent does have Oricorio, but I don't think that Oricorio is going to make all that difference, because like I don't have too many Pokemon in the discard pile, so they're not really going to be able to do all that much. They're throwing some things in with Super Rod. I wonder who their next attacker is going to be. I mean, they could come up with this Garbodor here. You notice that I didn't use the Field Blower yet. I'm saving the Field Blower for a play where I'm going to try and take like a surprise knockout. You know, a knockout they didn't expect me to get, but I'm going to Field Blower and then try to steam up a couple of times and hit a knockout that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Probably going to happen like pretty soon. So let's see. 120 damage. I really got that thing up to a whole lot of damage there. So let's see, what do we want to do? Now is probably the turn to Field Blower. I could end them to low again. I really want to knock this thing out, but I think I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think I'm going to have to go in with this Volcanion again. 60, 90. They can knock out my Volcanion if I do put it up, no matter which one I put up. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just Field Blower. I almost don't even want to Field Blower yet, but because it's fine. Let's Field Blower. All right, let's Field Blower. Let's take off that Float Stone, and let's take off that Choice Band. I'm taking off the Garbodor's Choice Band just because I'm more scared of that thing than I am of this Espeon. I'm not super worried about the Espeon. I am going to put a Fire Energy onto my Turtonator, I think. Yeah, Fire Energy onto my Turtonator. I'm fine with that. I'm going to put a Fighting Fury Belt on the Turtonator. Put Brooklet Hill into play. And then I don't really want a Rescue Stretcher. Yep, just going to go ahead and end. Now I could Nitro Tank. I actually kind of like that play. Or I could go in with this. Now I field blowered there, but I didn't really even need to because I didn't draw in any fire energies, so maybe I should have saved the field blower for another turn. But it's fine. If we draw into fire energies next turn, if they don't get the Flowstone, then we'll be able to steam up. So I think since we don't get any steam ups here, it actually just makes more sense probably to Nitro Tank. But then if we Nitro Tank, then we're putting more energies on our Turtonator. I don't want to do that either. We do have the switch here in hand though, so let's just Nitro Tank. We do have 5 energies in the discard pile. This is probably just the best way to get them out. So let's put 3 onto a Volcanion. Let's put like 1 more onto this Volcanion, I think, just so that we are closer to being able to attack with that. And then let's put 1 onto this bench Turtonator so that he can pull off a Bright Flame too. The reason I didn't attach 1 to my active Turtonator is just because I don't want him to do more damage to me with Psychic. So if he Lysanders here and knocks out this Turtonator, I'm fine with that. I wanted this one to stay kind of as fresh as possible. I've already kind of chalked up this one to being knocked out. You know, like this one's going to bite the dust. So if I could get off 1 more Bright Flame to knock out my opponent, that would be super cool. Ooh, who are they going to? They're going to take out my Turtonator with Supernatural Dance. That's kind of cheesy. Okay, so maybe I should have put the fire energy onto my active Turtonator. This is why we test. You know, we learn things, get better. So kind of a tough go of it right here. We can play switch though, so we're gonna switch. Let's see, I can knock out that, but then they're gonna be able to pull up Espeon. Maybe I should have removed from the Espeon. I can knock out with this Volcanion, so I think we're gonna end up doing that. Like a Brooklet Hill. I don't think there's anything that I want to get. Brooklet Hill. Let's just Sycamore. We do want to promote this Volcanion just so that we don't lose the game right now. That's probably good. So let's do that. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we have the whole 180 in the discard, so they got a Lysander. That's game, unfortunately. Gonna Steam Artillery, knock out the Oricorio, but it's not really what we wanted to do. So tough play there, tough call. Sometimes you just lose. Looks like my opponent is just promoting this one, like they got the Lysander in hand, and they do. So that is gonna be game. Good game. We're just gonna concede that one. They got it. So anyways, tough matchup for Volcanion. I'm sure there were things that I could have done better, but I'm still trying to figure out if the Ho-Oh GX is worth it in this deck. So still trying to feel that one out. I'm not totally sure if the Ho-Oh is reasonable yet. I'm not sure what the best way to build Volcanion is yet, but I think the Starmie is pretty good generally. I think Garbodor is just, you know, overall a tough matchup for the deck. Turtonator seems really strong, so I do like Turtonator a lot. Gonna keep working with the list and figuring out what we could do to make it better and what we could do to be more successful with the archetype. So let me know your thoughts on Volcanion in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.